Hello and welcome. From today I will make a small series of videos without using potions and catalyst. The best and fastest build for Blazeworks, and also for all speedrun maps. Of course it will never be like with catalyst and potions, but I will try to present builds that on average they do the best damage and the fastest. Today we start with War Pike. I tried it myself with Urska and Thrax weapons, with several different builds, but with Malkarion of course, as well as with Catalyst and Potions, the best weapon for both damage and quick kills. Therefore, if you want to make the fastest kills without Catalyst and without Potions, then Malkarion weapon is definitely the only one that comes into consideration. I tried many options with Urska, Thrax and Malkarion weapons, with Bastion, Tempest and Revenant Omnicells, but in the end, on average, one build always works the fastest. In the following video, you will see gameplay with many different builds, and I will tell you why this one build has done the best results for me. Like every video of mine, everything that I post online is first tested many hours before I rarely put it on YouTube, so you always get the best that really works. My main thought is on playing solo because that's where it's most difficult to work. In a group, with many buffs from other players, everything is much easier and faster. Urska and Thrax weapons do an average kill every 70 to 120 seconds in Blazeworks, measured in an average of about 10 minutes. Of course there are some easy behemoths with maybe 70 seconds, some stronger ones at 120 plus seconds. Unlike Urska and Thrax weapon, Malkarion weapon can take between 50 to 80 seconds to kills, measured in an average of about 10 minutes. Now let's move on to the build that does the best damage and kills behemoths the fastest. The first version is with overpower, while the second one is without but also does good damage. The second build is maybe 3 to 4 seconds slower, but those are the two best and fastest builds in my opinion for haunting grounds, and all tested in Blazeworks many hours. I'll explain the build and its possibilities. The first thing many players will think when they see this build is Predator. Maybe most of you who play without potions think that since you don't have attack speed, and everything is slow, you will get hit a lot, etc. And that's why many of you remove Predator from the build. Every time I do a test for a build without Predator, I get similar numbers. With Predator in build, I'm getting always 10 to 20 seconds faster for a kill on average. That's why I recommend a Predator in every build, and if you don't use potions and catalyst as well. Predator would be one cell that would be used for damage in this build. The other cell is Adrenaline. In all builds I used Adrenaline for 3% damage for every 10 stamina missing, which means 110 max stamina, and if we are almost always at 0 to 5 stamina with spin attack, it means that it gives us 30 to 33% damage. Some would use Berserker maybe, I personally would not use in Blazeworks at all. Berserker does excellent damage as well, but with plus 3, for example, you will die a lot because of minus 150 health. When it comes to plus 6, things are even worse. Behemoths will often kill you with one hit because you have 300 less health than normal. That's why I avoid Berserker in Blazeworks. For other maps it is okay. For the first version, the third damage cell will be Overpower. So, Predator, Adrenaline and Overpower are the damage for you in this build. For critical damage and chance, there are Cunning and Pulse cells. The rest of the build contains attack speed cells. Since we do not use potions and catalyst in this series, speed is the main disadvantage. Assassin's Frenzy and Reuse cells are there to make up for attack speed. I tried these cells with only plus 3 each, as well as with plus 6. I usually got similar results with a small time difference of maybe 3 to 4 seconds. It's kind of weird here about Reuse plus 3 and plus 6. With +3 sometimes you get a buff after a few minutes, because with +3 there is only a 30% chance to get a buff. Since overpower is in the build, you get a little more damage per hit, but if you don't get the reuse buff, you will be a little slower. While with the other version without overpower but with +6 reuse, it will have less damage per hit but almost constantly reuses buff and fast attack speed. Fast attack means more damage for a long time, so that covers the fact that there is no overpower in the build, so in the end the difference is only about 3 to 4 seconds. So you can use this build with +3 Assassin's Frenzy and reuse as well as with +6. You will get almost similar results with a small difference, so everyone can choose what they prefer. That's basically all you need to know about the build. Now something about how to reforge with this build as soon as possible. When you're in Blazeworks, the most important thing is to avoid Shroud and Hellion because they're the strongest behemoths and you'll lose a lot of time with them. Always concentrate on the other behemoths. Karabak is the easiest, followed by Charag, Rezakiri, and finally Embermane. Another important thing in Blazeworks are barrels. Since it is a build with Predator, before every fight you should destroy the barrels so that you don't lose the Predator if it hits you. Other maps for speed reforge? Start with Fortune's Folly map 9 to 12 level. It doesn't matter whether you are solo or in a group. When you reach level 6 to 7, proceed to Underworld Defile 13 to 16 level map. At level 10 to 11, proceed on Razorcliff all 16 to 19 level map. When you reach level 14 to 15 you are ready for Blazeworks. For beginners, you are free to stay on each map for 1 to 2 levels more, if you are still unsure. That would be it for today's video. The next video about this series will be Sword. Until then, I wish you happy hunting.